is no day-born tribulation arduous enough. True love laden, vibe to uncut, or a morsel of indignation abound beyond touch. Streaming logic, a labor can't conduct. Exquisite through the realms of ink, empathy, and implicit. Think elementally, all is spoken or written, isn't it? Once having been experimentally envisioned in animated person's glaring eye, you can't communicate, live, or even codify without such inklings. Laced, magnanimous to the sense, go ahead, try and demystify underhandedness of man to a pretense or exemplify the expansive gift called me, myself, and I, without a pen's gentle devotion, intense cerebellum medulla in emotion, or getting the heart and soul lingually interwoven. Hence, for the weak seekers, God's sake, mankind is chosen to fully partake. Notice, not every porpoise of pride mates getting open from the medium on in, expressive in every transient fiber and shred of her or him. Friend, you may begin to awaken at any point in when or what it questions. In short, sow some respect for perfections. Last pack and Hansel left with humane connections. Then scribe out some soul with resurrected intention. Not accustomed to in these parts, since perspective ascensions pass a little dark for the bottom dwelling populace farce convention, a clandestine art. Essence, disciples, lesson, the tacit trifle, totally typical title, temperaments, affliction of the vital, New Testament's life cycle, through the excrements, eternally, or get your wits about you, earnestly, bearing your weight inadvertently, on one leg and scathed index finger, realizing enlightenment treads earthlessly, in retroactive security of what's destined, reflect assuredly, the clearing from which you compose is under protection of the mercifully, arose through correction, personally potent, peripheral visionary, so resting, our radical endorphin vortex, and be among the mystics of cerebral cortex, where we're all adored, sons and droplets of a greater head rush. Welcome, intact, the legible flux of emotion, spirit, and mind. Thus, all infinite selves are intertwined about the crux of unconditional, blind, creative, otherwise. Remain the unparalleled premise, still born, lost to the brainstorms, got vibe, step back, scale, insight, stay struck, wonders, clap, hail, stand, soul, sky, setting high, feeling where band, liberal papers, still roll, digitally orchestrated, the gap, shut down, narrow, try, is a suspect, benchmark, so when it's not shines, piece of always on high, and it does, invigorate, once removed, cousin of these, purchasing, potentially, crossing over, experiencing loss, some advantage of a curated silver, and I emotionally start for shadows, cast, bows, strict bars, when all the conversations with me over all, after the niggas that joint slicker than that section, when the snap is out, you know, if I take a start up the jump, make the most of the sentence, and leaves it, assume the position, subconsciously contrast, plus level in a sense has been seen, only the latest think I drift with more fervor, something keener in tune, turn on something yet to be private, soon to be in touch, and healing echoes at two senses, okay, feel vibrators, you say anything but venerated animals of insecurity, bound and guide, fears and ordered rubble, just the impulse to remeld, and it's rarefied wood chip quartet, contemporary debris to your clear, after all, willingly beneath the queer, don't have a cataclysmic hush, as ideal embodiment, step culture, plus technical difficulties, fantastically thrust, lethal place upon newish lost states of course, ultimately put your paper is touched, before transgressing all, taking the fiberglass, and the labors of a lyricist underline his strange fellow squinting ears. If you think inclined, the given becomes a must, until no one image, vibration, or line could be too much, or any energy origin deemed minds. Only us fuse, commune, and combine by changes cuss. Therefore, no one's blameless, while our generation proceeds to burn on and nameless. I haven't the faintest what leads a disciple of experience famous, or any more privilege for being so aimless, with a power source is limitless, heinous, molesters of the soul, natural impetus remaining, which can sustain this day and age is mangy, frustrated, mainless, prides of future, shameless, low-blown ignoramus. What's an established mic gripper to play innocent stripper? You can't go against the grainless, whole persons would think quicker without your vanity clogging their vigor via stainless slabs of whose dick is bigger. Still it doesn't stop hither, as young women portray the hoary witcher, high matriarch, a slut-dumb, and Lex Death pushes glorify fatal futility of guns, all quite belligerently from the not-so-distant land of insufficient funds and bastard sons. You're withering away at the hands of dogs and duns, delighted to defoliate wherever some green may run, then disperse to a slow trickle, abandon praising the sociopathic sickle over the very every pen and mic which ripple your comely hides from doom's grossly disfigured nipples. So there you stand, knowledgeably weaned and esteemed, poised to speak in order's limelight gleam atop a soapbox of the many's trusting screams. This time pause and write fortune slate clean before allowing slurred stupid to beam from those idolized lips. Brother, things can always be better than this. Why not get a grip, let the gaudy guard rip and record skip as you valiantly care enough to sit, showing them all how hip-hop exists independent of any post or coast or infanticide clip. Love's what got us through 2 decades of yes y'all, and it don't quit. Now if you feel me, get back to it by staking pain in what you've writ. There's been enough, give me more in mind to eclipse an eternity of altruistic shine. All groundbreakers with interest vested must have been realigned your greatest strength, for we have only begun the climb to give thanks. Peace, love, maintain the form's bind. If I may be frank, speaker and listener are two of a kind, while the mediums just tried alphabetic characters in rhyme. What's content is ours to define within the clutch of ethereal downtime. There is no day-born tribulation arduous enough, true love laden, vibe to uncut, no morsel of indignation abound beyond touch. This streaming illogical labor can't conduct intact, illegible flux of emotion, spirit and mind. Thus all infinite selves are intertwined about the crux of unconditional blind creative trust. If you think inclined, the given becomes a must until no one image, vibration or line could be too much for any energy origin deems minds. Only us fuse, commune and combine by changes cuss. Speaker and listener are two of a kind, while the mediums just tried alphabetic characters in rhyme. What's content is ours to define within the clutch of ethereal downtime. Within the clutch of ethereal downtime.